Alright, everybody. Yeah, pick one, pack one of the big tournament. Yeah, a medium pack. M10, I guess. Oh no. 10th edition? 10th edition. So what we have here is a rare that I don't remember. In your graveyard. Okay, this sucks. A Sift is like really good. That's basically how I started the last Chaos PT I played, I believe. Like a card draw spell. I really like Terramorphic Expanse as well, but this is just a very powerful effect in a slow format. So I'm really happy with Sift, and not passing any blue card is also a nice side effect. Really not much else in that pack. Oh, Jasper, good to see you. Okay, what do we have here? 2 3s that get a little bit harder to block. Chimes of Night is an interesting option. Sadly, it's non-black. It can really work as a removal spell, but it's not amazing. But the whole pack is pretty weak, I believe. I guess marker beetles are not the worst, but that doesn't go too well with Sift. Sigil of Sleep can be good if we are working with a lot of enchantments, but I think I will take the Chimes of Night. What did the private research do again? Okay, that's super slow. I think I'll take the Chimes of Night. Maybe we'll have to work a little bit towards that to make that good. Okay. Spire Golem is a pretty good blue card. Darksteel Gargoyle also not bad. This pack is much better than what we've seen before. Echoing Decay is something I would like to play as well. Yeah, Darksteel Gargoyle is good but clunky. Very hard pick for me. Arcane Spyglass, also not a bad card. Very slow though. Gemini Engine, yeah, not amazing, but I think playable. Darksteel Ingot could be cool for someone. I think I'm just taking the Spire Golem, but maybe it's wrong, and I should take the Gargoyle. I'm not sure. You can tell me what you would have done when I complete the picks, I guess. I mean, you can also try to convince me beforehand, but oh wow. Wow. Mist Meadow Witch is an absolute bomb. I mean, this is a crazy good pack, like crazy good set, but Mist Meadow Witch is a bomb. It's like really a bomb. So we are really incentivized to go white now to pair with our Mist Meadow Witch. Yeah, I'm just taking that. That card is absolutely crazy. I mean, we need to build around it a little bit, but even on its own, it's like stopping opponent stuff from attacking for 4 mana. It protects everything from removal. It has the mum effect of protecting itself. It's all very mana intense, but it's so good. Maybe we can wheel that Momentary Blink. Okay. 2/2 that's a very, very weird effect. I think I've never seen this card. Bridemaid is decent, and then there's just a flyer. Sorcery Speed Bounce is not where it's at. Like, we're really incentivized to go white as well as blue now. And I'm really wondering if I like the Bridemaid or the Griffin more. 4 mana 2/2 is not big, but flying always somehow works. And blue-white is not the life gain colors. This has so much more upside. Yeah, I'm taking the upside pick. That might be wrong. Okay, a Flicker of Fate would go with the theme of this Mist Meadow Witch. Then there's a Temple of Plenty for just as decent white land, I guess. That would help us fix blue. Not blue, green, if in case we want to go green. But I think I'm just taking that familiar right now. Maybe not. I mean, it does go with the witch reasonably well. It's defensive card we will always play. Maybe that's going too hard into the Mist Meadow Witch camp. And it's not that big of an effect. And let's take the temple. Maybe that lets us do some crazy things. Wait, when does stuff come back? At the beginning of the next end step. Too bad. I thought we might be able to go infinite with this. Yeah, I'm just taking the good flyer now that makes other flyers cheaper. I think that's better than the Peregrine. Oh, the Peregrine Drake's also pretty good. Very hard pick for me. In matter of doubt, take the cheaper card, I guess. Hydroblast also interesting. Una's Grace also interesting. Yeah, that pumps our blue creatures, I guess. I think black's probably not really happening. This card is not good enough to pull us into that by itself. Okay, the blue cards came back. So 2-3 or something that slowly might draws cards, maybe. It's a very weird effect. And the creature has to die, not the... Yeah, I guess I'm just taking the possible blocker. Okay, I do like Darksteel Pendant a little bit, but I'm taking that Ingot. And then we are really free to splash green or maybe something else. I don't hate that card. Like, I think our deck might be mana hungry in the end. Mist Meadow Witch is very mana hungry. Sift is good if you have a lot of mana. We did wheel that Blink. Summoning Trap is not really interesting, right? 7 cards, creature. No, we're taking the Blink. Like, we're incentivized to get some comes to play effect, but the problem is everybody is normally incentivized to get these type of effects. But we are blue and white, so let's take the Blink. Yeah, no, I'm taking just cutting the blue, even though these cards are much better. Okay, I don't think we want another Blink effect. I think that's going a bit hard on it, but a counterspell might fit this deck relatively well. Oh wow, and getting the Una's Grace with the counterspell. I think this deck is building itself currently. Alright. Fierce Empath is a decent thing to blink. Does get our Spire Golem, interestingly. I really hope this wheels, but I kind of doubt it. I think I'm just taking the Noble Templar, which would be another target for this, but this is just a very good card. Zealot is also pretty good. But yeah, when it's your only morph, it really just works game 1. Or in the first game where you reveal it, I guess. So yeah, I'm taking the Noble Templar. Just a good body and also mana. Yeah, I really like the start. Getting second to last pick counterspell into Una's Grace is really nice. Oh, wow. Okay. What does this blink? Only creatures. So we cannot blink any spreading seas. Vampire Nighthawk is pretty insane. But double black. We could splash white. But I mean, black was cut pack 1. The question is Blazing Torch giving us enough over the Nighthawk? But double black, and it was so cut pack 1. I really think I should not take the Nighthawk, even though it's a real problem card and very hard for us to beat in the current state. But yeah, I think I cannot take the Vampire Nighthawk here. I'm tempted, but not enough. That's interesting as a kill condition, I guess. I think Starboard Aim probably is just better though. Nothing green in here to splash, so I mean, we could go all in on the mill. This card can really kill people. Maybe that's wrong. Starboard Aim would have been the more boring pick, but I feel like doing this. Ooh. That's straight up broken. Okay, I guess you agree with the pick then. But this is nice to see. Turning stuff into Oxen and then removing them. Or just turning our stuff into Oxen so they block better. I really like this card. I think this is not a bad card. I would have liked to play one of these two. But Wand is good. We even have this Void Snare that combos with it, kind of. I mean, returning it to fill up the counters or bouncing their 2-4. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But I'm happy to hear after my pick, like if you agree. Or also, I'm happy to hear if you disagree. Okay. Rambunctious Mud is pretty decent with the Witch in some matchups. It's a decent body by itself. This exiles, it's very slow. Patrician on the splash. I mean, it's a pretty good card, but I think I want the Mud. In some matchups, that might be really, really good. Okay, a little bit fixing, or is there anything better? These devoid cards are always very hard to read. Or to process, because they're kind of colorless. Yeah, that's not amazing, that's okay. I think I'm just taking the fixing. It never hurts, right? Well, this is also very good, and we are a bit set up for the green fixing. I do like this card. Huh, I think I'm taking the Voidcraft over the fixing. Maybe that's too greedy. I'm not sure if I will play green in the end, but... Well, this is another card that helps with that. And this counterspell... Well, Bomb Giver is also very good. But no, I want the Visions. I think this card will just play very well in the stack. Sadly, we did not wheel the Fierce Empath. Will we need a Stifle? Very unlikely. Will we splash red? No, also not. Do we need a big idiot that might get... Yeah. Let's take the big idiot. Okay, these are decent cards. I do like both of them, and I like the expedition map. With the expedition map, we're really free for splashing this, but it's just a 3-drop. Yeah, but we could see something nice pack 3. Do we need a bit more card draw? Nah, I'll take the map. Sure. Maybe we will need a 2-1 in some matchup. Could mill ourselves quite effectively with a Witch and Blink. Oh, there's already the next pack. I guess another... No, my... I don't think we want another manaless ever. So I'm taking the walls. And we're not a white deck, so... Maybe there's a matchup for this. Yeah, I like this card. I almost took it earlier. So we're set up well for any splash that we might want to take. We're really hoping for something nice to blink with the... Well, that's worth a splash, I guess. Is there anything else I'm missing? This card is trash. Thirst for knowledge. Nah, I think it's just... I just have to take the Terror here. Then I have to think about if the Chime of Night should come back in. Yeah. Thirst is okay, but if you, most of the time actually have to discard 2 cards, then it's not that exciting. Let's cut the cards. I would like not to play Warm Harvest. Okay, Snake Form is a very, very good pickup. Is there anything else? These cards are also a bit hard to process, whether I want them or not. I really think I want the Snake Form, and not even close. Very good card. Momentary Blink looking a bit bad right now, sadly. And it's getting less and less likely that we will get something for it. Even another excuse to play the Temple of Plenty. If you just draw planes in Temple of Plenty, you can still cast a Snake Form. Oh. 2/2 flyer. What is the Sapphire Shrine doing? Okay, nothing. 3/3 flying. revealing top cards. It's too bad that the green cards are all double green. Otherwise, I would love to have them. But I think I'm just taking a 3/3 flyer with slight upside because, I mean, yeah, with the mill, it's. I mean, I can't really control it that well. But with this, it would do something. Yeah, we have maybe we have 2 shuffle effects, 2 land cycling effects. Maybe that's interesting for us late game. This is another shuffling effect, but Bala gets Gorb. Wow, there's also Narcolepsy. Man, this is a pack. Wow, wow, wow. Also, the Emrakul's Hatcher would be pretty interesting. But I think I just take the removal spell. Even though Bala gets Scorpion is very tempting. But yeah, it's just the Narcolepsy. Evolving Wilds would also be interesting, but yeah, not over the good removal spell. Okay, it's a nice pack for us. Very, very nice. There's many cards I would like to take. I think I'm just taking the gold card with 8 cards gone here. I could take the Essence Capture. To wheel one of the 2 blue-white cards. I might still wheel the blue-white card. I'm just taking the Arbiter. I think that card is just so good. Yeah, and we're getting another counterspell anyway. So Kavu Primarch is an option, I guess. Can splash it relatively easily, but it's just a big dumb idiot. I think I want the counterspell. This is a pretty solid counterspell. Yeah, that's what we're here for. What is this? Okay, that's a weird draw spell. Beetle for Mage is worth a green splash, I think. I think that's huge. 3/3 is also not bad. We're just making our Spire Golem a little bit worse. Otherwise, our mana is like really decent, I think. I think I like this big flyer, even though it requires mana upkeep. These artifact hate spells are not really that good. Yeah, I don't think I will ever play this, but counter a spell, everybody draws a card? The bounce is not the worst, because it is nice with the wand. I do like the counter too, though. I'm taking the bounce. I'm not sure it's correct. Ooh, that's a gift. I mean, we don't have to attack ever. I really ignored that card first time around. Just took this. Somehow was blind to it. But it's good it came back. What? Why is this still here? Oh, wow. Ooh, are we doing this? Light minefield, anyone? This might be way too cute. Oh, got there. Ah, I like this deck. I like this deck. And that Pride Mate probably not necessary in the main deck. Top 4. Yeah, now let's take this. So let's build a deck here. We have some options. This light minefield is questionable, but could work. But I think it's a sideboard card. Memory Drain is very clunky, but fits the deck well. Cultivator Drone, just a 2/3. I think Banishing Neck might also not be in the main. We are a little bit light on the old creatures over here, so I think I'll keep that drone in. I think Drain in the main is probably too much for a slower matchup. That comes in for a matchup with smaller creatures, the light minefield. Okay, this is not counted in there. So we are at 16 lands currently. We want another one in here. Even though I think we are pretty good with getting lands outside of just drawing them. But we also can make use of them if we draw too many. So let's not worry too much about that. Spirit Weaver is... it's okay. It's just an early play, and I think I might like that. Maybe the Mud goes for the main deck. Yeah, I think the Mud goes. And then it can come back in if we see some targets. So this would be our 17. On this, then this... yeah... we are much more blue than white, so I think this is fine. It's a bit awkward with the Spirit Weaver wanting to get an early play. Maybe 9. Well, the Spire Golem likes the 10 islands. And this searches for other land. Yeah, I think I might like that. It's a little bit light on the white, but... then this would basically never come down. One more, like this. Okay, I guess we're playing now. Against Wombat. I think we still play first with this deck. This hand is okay, I guess. But we have 17 lands plus 2 land cyclers. And we have a little bit of early action, so we're keeping this. Well, that was probably the perfect draw. And then next time we play this, if there's no... I guess we're just killing this. This card is just way too annoying. burn the druid, as they say, if they're saying that. Okay, that one is much more reasonable. Now we have time to develop our tutelage. Okay, this one is already demanding an answer, and yeah, we're looking good. Terra's looking good for this matchup as well. But this is an artifact we cannot kill, but we would never kill a 1/3 anyway. Yeah, this one might be what we're targeting. Okay, we have some huge stuff and a flyer there. Yeah, I'm playing it a little bit slow. We can take 4 here, block here, and then maybe we will terror that or start doing some stuff with a Mist Meadow Witch. Yeah, okay. Guess we are getting beaten down. But this is fine. I'm not too worried about this. 10 lives, still plenty. Yep, we can play this to set up a double block. But I basically have to double block them. Yeah, I think I'll say go and probably will either snake form if the coast is clear or terror something. So if this is getting cast again, Scorch Mark here, okay. Interesting, good to know. This is also good to know about. There's a lot of decent removal in here. If I'm drawing one more island, then things are much easier. This only costs 3, and then we can still hold up the terror. So I'm not sure how aggressive this matchup is though. Seems pretty mid-rangey what's going on over there. So I don't feel like the minefield is what we want in this. Here, I think this is fine. We'll take 5 here and snake form here. Let's see if this resolves. It does resolve. We mill a little bit. Another removal spell. We go down to 5. But we kill that dude. Okay, this is a little bit dangerous, going a bit wide here. Okay, so we could burn for 6, that's not it. No, this is too expensive, we'll be playing this one. Then we have a Terra. The Mist Meadow Witch might have to jump. It all depends a bit where this Monstrify is going and what else is happening here. Fatal Attraction, more removal, but this is okay. This gives us a turn of breathing room. So I think next turn I might have to risk it to draw a land with this and still have the terror up. It's a lot of good cards over there, I have to say. The bottle gnomes are one of the worst they have in their deck. Okay, no all-out attack. More burn going to the yard. That's good, that's good. I think I'll just play the flyer this turn. Then next, like they're taking 3 a turn basically. So they go to 13. My turn they go down to 12. Okay, that is not too scary. To 11. Let's play the Sift. There's no other black spell. Ah, no, there is a black spell in our not in our deck, but in our hand. So I guess I'll tap out of blue since I have an island in hand. In worst case, we will be starting one of those. And then we will have the wand up with activation, which makes me feel pretty safe. Okay, this could be more aggressive than us. Maybe we want the... Yeah, but this is their last turn, so... This card really kills quick. Well, not super quick, but... for something that's so hard to interact with. These creatures are big though, so I'm not sure I want the minefield. Being double white and all. I definitely, well, Cluestone, no. Blessing, not really. So I think I do not want the... I think I want the Pridemate in as a 2/2 blocker. Maybe the Banishing Neck. I think I want the Banishing Neck as well. Because it's pretty good against the Blessing. It can just keep me alive a little bit. What are the more clunky cards I would like to cut? Maybe this Una's Grace. Maybe the Logic Knot. So countering the burn spell seems pretty good. Yeah. Logic Knot. Okay, let's see how this goes. Not much early defense, only the tutelage. It's not a Snapkeep over there at least, so maybe that means we'll have a little bit of time. Okay, against the 6-card hand, I'm keeping this. Because we will hit our land drops and then maybe we have the draws and time to develop this. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm jamming this one. Yeah, this is now something big. Yeah. Well, guess we are. Okay, this is at least something to hit the board. Vigilance would be nice. Okay, I'm getting slapped here. Ooh, this is a good card. I think this has to be a good card for next turn, though. I think we have to play this. Ah, that means we probably will have to jump. Maybe this was wrong. Yeah, now we're jumping. Not great. But maybe, just maybe, we can stay alive and mill. Playing a land is interesting, since this Monsterify is pretty dangerous. Okay. Yeah, okay. This hand was too slow. Logic Knot is good against these medium-sized creatures. Okay, this is much better. This is a good hand. Bit awkward that this one does not pump the toughness of this. But yeah. Every game, this card. I guess I'm attacking? Yeah, okay, this is fine. I think. playing this. Killing this. And the Pride Mate. To hold black those idiots over there. Okay, that's a late game plan, certainly. Yeah, I think this is okay if this trades. Now they don't get this effect to kill the Spirit Weaver. This is basically never growing anyway, since I bought it out the only life gain we had. Bottle gnomes. Logic Knot. Yeah, I guess we just say go now. Logic Knot is a decent draw. I would like to get this into play as well, but there's no... I mean, the Electropotence is somewhat time pressure, but it's very, very mana intensive, and yeah. No. One is enough. Very scary card over there. Okay. It's nice we didn't have to delve anything, so we can slowly work towards threshold. Okay, yeah, this morph is humongous, we do know that. But it doesn't block yet, so we can start to do some damage with this. That is a nice draw. Yeah, I think we discard this and scry one. Then have a counter again. This is a bottom. This is an attack. Need to look up how expensive this was to unmorph though. 7 mana, triple green. Okay, so it's not there yet. Okay, this is threshold. So just guess we can even play a land, so we still have to counter spell up. It's not thinning, sadly, since we had scried this land to the bottom before. but still okay. Oh, drawing mountains here and not forest is really rough for Wombat. What? Yeah, this really doesn't matter. So we'll allow that. And now we will make this a pacifist. Bogart Brute. It's annoying, but it could be worse. It can attack us though. It's not blocking. Yeah, I think that resolves. I'm not sure this was good or not. That is very nice. Playing this post-combat. If they are taking the damage here. Sure. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Burn spell now? I actually don't really care about this, right? This might be crazy. But I think I'll just fly this home. Yep, you draw your card. Odious draw. Yes. That is allowed. So next turn this will have to die already. And we have a counter, so I'm feeling good about this, but things could still go wrong. Or another land and a spell I can counter. Yes. Whew. All right. Alright, let's play this. I think this is a decent starting hand. I hope that playing like this will work. Okay, 2-1. It's a little bit aggressive. The question is basically, what do we want to cycle here? Plain cycle this, or... I think I'll plain cycle this. I feel like I will need to tap out a bit more here. Fangskalken is basically what we want to see with the for the light minefield that we have in the sideboard. So maybe that will come in. Let's see what else is coming up there. Oh, that is dangerous. Though it's only dangerous if it somehow gets pumped or something like that. Land or Weaver? What land or Weaver? Ingot or Weaver? I think Ingot is the higher upside play. If we draw a land, then we can play a 2-5 Vigilance, which will stop this. Just trading here is not all too interesting. And also this allows us to want this in case it like gets some kind of pump. Yeah, life total is dwindling, but not too fast. And I really hope to draw the land. If we don't draw it, do we just things to gain 2 life? I think that's probably good. Okay, that's a 3-4, basically Vigilance. Okay, we do have the land. That's very good. Because now basically this cannot attack, which then lets us blank this. This gives black creatures wither. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. This is also pretty okay against this, because we can, if we transmogrify something from Doug over here, then this Salt Skitter will disappear for the turn, basically fogging it. This card would have been really cool with Wombats, Electropotence. Yeah, I'm blocking here, this is fine. It's basically a free attack if they have a creature, because then this will go away and come back untapped. And if we're running into a trick here, that's also not a huge deal. Though if we are running into a trick, then the next games I would play more carefully, because we do have this available to foil tricks as well. Okay, maybe get -2/-2 now. That would be a bit unfortunate, but no. Okay. Yeah, so we could play a 3/6. Or we could play the 2/1 and the wand. I think I like that 2/1 and wand play. And have wand mana up even. So I play this both pre-combat, so making this disappear. Like, I don't know if there's if there's a condemn, then we can want our 2/4 to downgrade it but not lose the whole card. Could have also equipped the torch here, but I think this is better now. I might want to kill this Avon or this life linker. Or both. No time for water. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will use only as a sorcery. I'm an idiot. Should read my cards. I could double block. No, this is fine. There was no trick last time. I really was sure this was instant speed, but that probably made it a bit too good. Yeah, I think we will make this into a 2/4 now, but I'm looking pretty dumb now having wasted this activation. And if we don't draw a land, we can't play the Templar. Man, that stings. I don't know why I was too lazy to read again. That is a problematic card for sure. Yeah, we don't have any instant speed effects. Okay, that's good. It's another blocker. We might have to turn this now. Well, no, we can double block it pretty easily. So, yeah, this one has to go. This one will attack. Now we play this. This time we do equip the torch. And we say go. And we have some okay blocks. We're not taking that much damage. Yeah, I really played that last turn badly, but I think we're still in a decent position. So, okay, yeah, that's a good attack. I think this Fang's Gargan can really attack, but I'm happy it doesn't. Okay, so this would get tapped now. So we want to shoot. The Marshal. Yeah, this is the play. Shoot the Marshal. And then we block like this. Taking 4 is okay. That morph could be very bad news. A lot of creatures over there. I think I'm killing that morph. I'm afraid of the 2/5 unmorph that deals damage. If we do the damage it was dealt. Though, can I just be okay with that? If I block it with the Knight... Have to read up that card again. Uncommon, white, morph. Here. Turn first up, all damage would be dealt to it. To target creature instead. Okay, so if I would block that with that, then that would be annoying. Okay, let's play the Templar first. Because it would make other blocks look really dumb. This block on this is still fine, but this block on the Ox then makes this die. If this is just a 1/1 prevent damage kind of deal, then I'm a bit sad. I will attack here first, just in case of that. But this 2/5 would be annoying. Yes. That was the correct read. quite happy to gain 2 life with this next turn. Very relevant. That is so scary. Does it kill us? Not yet, but very soon. We need to kill this. Okay, let's gain this life. Ooh, that was not a good draw. We're very, very, very close to dead here. We might... Oh, that was a mistake. Now the 3/4 is not coming back for a turn. That gives us an opening. We do need to draw something good here, though. Card draw spell into creature. Or... I don't know. Just a very good creature. Flyer, preferably. Though, this is a bit annoying. Tutelage doesn't do enough, I feel like. And we do have an activation. But I feel like we're just dead here. I'm not attacking anymore, not attacking, not killing them with damage, and just get this over a bit quicker. Yeah, I feel like that just kills us. But it does make the Sword Skitter go away, so... Let's keep playing a little bit. It's at least a bit more information we're gathering. Okay, drawing another. Okay, that's good to know about. Ay, 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 ay. So many lands. All right. Okay, that's good to know about. I think I would bring in the mud. Just flooding so bad, and we do have good flood protection normally. How good was this card? I feel like it wasn't great. Maybe that's too greedy, but I'm boarding it out. Terror is a bit questionable, I guess. But there were some white creatures as well. Alright, a few more spells this time and we will be good. Yeah, this is sadly a mulligan. Nah, I have my few more spells. I see what you're doing there. Deck. This goes away. This goes away. Blazing Torch. No, I don't want that. Fourth land, this and fourth land, and then maybe this can get us somewhere. Well, that's maybe even better than a fourth land. Yeah, okay. I think I'm drawing the card here. That's just dealing one for now. Okay, that's nice. Interesting. We can block that soon, and we will have a counter up, and this can already block the marshal. Ah, the fun thing is we even have the Beetle Mage up, so the Starboard even can't really attack unless this gets tapped. Oh boy. So no attack, okay. Soul Skitter, that card really was very annoying last. I'll just counter it. It's not like it will do all too much, but now I can attack with this. And they cannot block. And then I can play the knight. This is developing well for a Mal 2-5. Well, this card. is a pain. But we will be resetting this, not take that damage. Or we will take the damage, I guess. No point in opening the Mist Meadow Witch 2 remover. And we can just take 4 here, that's fine. Okay, no attacks is also fine by me. Yeah. The wall does nothing, that's perfect. So end of turn, you will go away. Then I'll do this again. I feel like this is going as good as it could. Of course, we can pretty much guarantee a kill next turn. This does not stop us. This attack makes it even easier. This leaves them dead on board. Ah, we cannot guarantee the kill anymore. That's right. We don't have quite enough mana for that. But we can force the jump. Ooh. That is the... Is that... No, that's not the kill. Unless I'm drawing a land. A blue land. No, a land. Any land, and this would be lethal. Should I go for lethal? I think I don't have to go for lethal. And it's already forcing a jump. So I'll just keep doing that. Without kicker. All right. This might be a trap. Okay, we untapped. That's good. So now do we have the kill now? No, we don't. But we're forcing another jump, basically. Yeah. It's very annoying. This still is close to lethal. Yeah, I think I'm taking the trade now, so I will never get through the stupid. I will not. Nah. I think this is too good. And I could kill this now to keep this. So we're having this pinned, and we have a lethal this. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. Yep, okay. Let's run it back. Actually, I won't want the mud. I want drain. Memory drain. Against the 7 mana, hard to deal with spell. Opponent is not so fast. I think that's good. This is okay as a hand. A little bit slow, but this comes with the territory. Guess land means I don't cycle this. Two drops not what 0 power 2 drop is, however, exactly what we want to see. We have a nice 3 drop now. I guess that means I should cycle for planes. It can be a good spell later on though, but I think I maybe should keep it. This will tap this, but it's fine. Would get even cheaper next turn. And it will just get tapped. So is it worth it to play that ingot this turn? Next turn it would cost 2 mana. And we would have 5 sources. So we had 3 mana left over. I mean, it's doing nothing on the board, so... Feels a little bit weird, but there's the morph. Mysterious morph. play that now. I think I should play the island and the wind reader. And then double spell with the spire golem at some point. This was 5 to unmorph. And then next time we have to sift into the golem. Very good. Fourth mana means this might unmorph soon. Ooh, that's a good card from them. Guess I'll sift. If I'm drawing an island, I can expedition map plus Spire Golem. Yeah, just discard the expedition map now. Play the planes. And, I really hope this doesn't come down to time. That would be a bit sad. Poor Finite is probably so super stressed out, but it's, yeah. Okay, that's beefy. So we will need to find an answer for that stat. We found an answer for that. So let's start. Oh, no, let's develop our board further and could have kept the land in hand for the Una's Grace, but I feel like we want a lot of lands in hand for all these shenanigans. Now that this can't attack, we can just play this slowly. Ping away with this. Well, this gets tapped, I guess. I mean, at some point, this will not be able to block anymore, and then we can attack with the flyers. Okay, yeah. Milling actually helping us because of the threshold, which is nice. Okay, this probably won't attack. Okay, that's another decent piece to the puzzle. How much mana do I have here? Is it worth the life? 4? No, I think I would just keep counter mana open now. If we're just taking 2 here, it's fine with me. Nothing is good. That allows us to inside into Una's Grace. Okay, now we have We are set up, I guess, is what that means. We're not. We only take 2 per turn. If I play a land, yes, then I can play the mage and have the counter spell open. So we'll be dealing 5, taking our 2. Yep, we'll take our medicine. Yes, that's fine. We would like to attack. Take 2. I'll play another flyer and have a counter up. This probably gets countered. Ah, it's a 7 mana spell. Yeah. Yeah, we take our damage again. And I think I'll kill this now. That's annoying. Wait a minute. There's something up here. But it's fine. We do have a counter spell. So let's see. Yeah, I think I'd rather not have this happen to me. And now we have the snake form for likely lethal. This kills this, and then we have 7. Yeah. All right. So we are through against the fellow German. Yeah, this is a keep. An early play and a sift. The Terror might come very late, but it's not a card we need to play on turn 2, so. Carrion Feeder, okay. That bodes badly for our Terror. Expedition map for the black mana. I feel like it's the bottom. I'm a little bit afraid this Terra will not do anything. Maybe I will regret this, but... Okay. A one-lander carrion feeder over there. Oh, there's the second land. Black one again. Will I block? Yes, I would block. I'm all about that block. Okay. Then we next turn sift. Okay, black red. So maybe the Terra will do something. Ooh, that is something I would have liked to Terra, I guess. Let's sift. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked here, actually. Because now we're dealing 2 damage for 2 damage and they can still destroy our golem. Oh. Okay. Sure. I think we will use the wand on that. And then attempt to block. This might get countered. Yes, that will get countered. Do not like. Yeah, let's draw another 2 cards. And say go. Destroy target land. Yeah, it's a, when it dies. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Let's draw a card. Do I want to play this land? And do I want to attack? I'll attack and I will play this land. What is this? Okay. So I guess I should not have attacked. Okay, I put it on the bottom, so it's gone. Let's draw a card. This black mana is good. It's my only source, so discarding it to Una's Grace is not great. So I think I'll just play it, play torch, equip torch, and say go. No attacks. Okay. "44 cards. Do I want this gone? I think I want this gone. Then I have just the deal for this and another flyer. I mean, I was for a second I was super confused why it didn't say can't block on it, because I do have threshold, but it can't block anyway, so they're not adding the redundant blue text. Very cool. I thought, was this bugged? Earlier it didn't block. Okay. Anuz. I think that might be the one getting the terror sooner or later. Now we're slowly starting to kill them. Really happy I traded for the Carrion Feeder, by the way. This would make this charger quite a bit better. can't block this turn. Okay. Let's do this. Now, okay, that makes sense then. This is a decent attacker, but not really into those two. So, yeah, I'm just attacking with this and then playing the knight. Alright, winning game 1 against the mulligan into the one-lander, but our deck is so slow that they will draw out of it. This deck seems to be aggressive, but it's not all on attacking. I still might want to try this light minefield. Terra I think is still good enough. Though we could board out the black to make the mana a little bit. Yeah, I think I will want to do that. So these go out. Some planes come in. One planes, I guess. And this. Yeah, is there anything else? Yeah, maybe I want a banishing neck and a pride mate. Neck against this. So we're not that badly set up against the pump. Maybe I should cut the green as well. Is this Beetle 4 mage matchup? I think it's not. So cutting this, adding another planes. And Beetle 4 mage. Which makes the expedition map kind of not so great. So we do have the space for the neck. Alright. Okay, my opponent's basically telling me to not think too much about it since we are already through anyway. Well, that's looking good now. That's a very aggressive start. Oh, will this do anything this turn? Or is it better to scry now? I think I want to scry now. 2 lich. I think that's good enough. And hope that the light minefield would buy me the time together with the witch. Oh, wow, wow, wow. But this will stop them reasonably well. Meaning basically only one of them can still attack. So we'll go down to maybe 10 and then we'll take 3 a turn, but then the witch can start doing stuff. Okay, we'll be taking a bit more this turn, but next turn still only 3. yeah, I will have to take this damage. And now... should I bring the tutelage into play? Yes. There's still a lot of cards they could draw that would kill me. Not many of them this does answer. Yeah, let's do this then. This would be one of them I can't beat. Okay. I think this is still a very good card against them. But our draw was a bit too slow against the 1, 2, 3 curve with manland. Yes, we will play first. We will keep this. We have a blocker, we have a wand. I think this is nice. I think this is good enough. 2-drop, 3-drop. And then turning this into a 2-4. He keeps ignoring that this dude has haste. Will I block? No, I won't. I will block. It stops the bloodthirst guy. So he didn't want me to block. Certainly not. So that was very good that I blocked there. There's a bloodthirst guy in the hand of Benjamin there. Otherwise this would have been played pre-combat and I would have been able to block. So okay. 1 mana off to play the Spire Golem. This can't tap for this. So next turn we can play the Spire Golem. It would cost 4, reduced by 1, reduced by another 1, and then this could tap for it. Okay, this will give them the Bloodthirst. Oh, the field is interesting. Yeah, I think I'm attacking now with this, and then I'm playing the Spire Golem post-combat. A land would be, yep. So that means we can play the field. Which means that, yeah, that's pretty good. And then we can trade the drone for the Cr4ckSh whatever thingy. Okay, aggressive. I guess we'll see a removal on this now. But I think that's fine, and we'll just trade here. No, no, it's not what's happening. Guess we are taking 4. Join the club of creatures with 1 damage marked on it. And now what? Okay. Cannot attack with both, but I don't need to. This is actually a better blocker for this than this, so this is attacking. Now we'll play our last creature, and then we will keep open Logic Knot, and then we should have this in the bag, I hope. This is of an artifact. Okay, so likely not doing much. Yeah, that's not really doing anything. I think I'll block like this. These two can attack now. We'll take 2 damage each, but that shouldn't matter. Into open mana I will... Alright. Yes, the Light Mine Field did it!